Dear viewers, we are back and we have been joined by our guest for this evening, Yusuf Al-Hawaj, horse rider and show jumper. Good evening and welcome to Ya Ahla Kuwait, Yusuf.
Good evening and good evening to your viewers.
Of course, it's our pleasure to have you with us this
Pleasure is
evening. And in the beginning, can you tell us about your journey in the world of horse riding and how did it all begin?
Actually, it's all started in 2018. I went and bought 2 mares for breeding, and since 2018 until 2022, that was the beginning of my journey in the equestrian and show jumping.
Amazing. And did it all start as a profession or more of a passion for you?
Actually, it was the passion of my sister, my elder sister. She's the one who took me to horse riding the first time, and I was watching her from distance. And then I got involved and bought a horse, and then we started training together.
Amazing.
And since then, we've been competing together.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. We kind of like compete against each other.
I love that. So
Yeah.
it started with you guys bonding to completely like
Yeah,
competing.
it went from 0 to 100 in
Clearly.
split of a second.
But I
Yeah.
think that's amazing. Shows the
Yeah,
passion
it's the
involved.
most amazing journey I ever had in my life.
Definitely. And how would you describe your role or specialization within the equestrian field?
Well, to send a message about horsemanship to the people, to the young, to the people who's involved with horses, to take care of those great species as they are the most amazing thing that you can ever be involved with. Taking
Definitely.
care of them is absolutely great.
It's
I
beautiful.
just enjoy it, yeah.
Honestly, it's such a great connection, and this is something that all horse riders mention, that
Yeah.
you end up developing this connection with
Yes.
the horse, and it's such a bonding
Yeah.
experience.
It's a little bit hard to create this bond. You need to be very dedicated to the time
Right.
and putting the time there to spend time with them, teach them, feed them, actually, and even cleaning them
Definitely.
to create this kind of bond. Because this kind of species, they will give their heart to you. They will go to war with you.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I think that's why horse riders always end up staying there. You know, they're not
Yeah,
out and
yeah,
about. You notice
yeah.
they have to put a lot of time and effort into it.
Yeah, actually, the first it was the beginning of the school that we created, or me and my sister. I spent 8 months of my life just being there,
All the time.
literally being there. I
Yeah.
didn't see the city. I didn't see anyone. I was just there
Definitely.
with the horses.
That makes a lot of sense. So for all the beginners watching us this evening, what are the most important skills that a beginner should develop in horse riding?
They should develop the most important skill, which is being patient.
Right.
This kind of species, imagine that you are dealing with something that have no tongue to tell you what's going on in his head. Especially with the horses who had previous experience, which is a bad experience.
Yes.
You know, like he cannot tell you what's going on. He cannot
Right.
tell you what he's been through. You know, like if he's been beaten, if he had an issue, if he's in pain. So
Yeah.
spending the time and building this kind of bond with your horse, it will take some time. So you need to be patient. And when that happens, the minute that you jump on the horse to ride, you can
Yeah.
feel everything in the horse, even the breathing.
Right.
If his breathing is not correct, if he's lame, if he have pain in his knees or whatever, he will show you. But sitting from a distance and just going to ride the horse
Right.
is not going to build anything. So spend some time with your own horse, and it's going to be a great journey. The journey is long.
Definitely.
You know, it takes time.
I think that's really great advice because we're touching a bit on communication and building that trust between the horse rider and the horse. But a lot of times I hear that no matter what the horse rider is doing, there isn't this connection with the horse.
Yeah.
So do you think they're a wrong fit? How does that work?
It's not like that. This is a subject that I've been talking about a lot to people. You need to spend time with your horse. I know you have a busy lifestyle.
Right.
You want to finish your work or school or whatever, and then you want to go there. You want the horse to be ready. You want to jump on the horse. You want to finish your class, and the minute that you finish, you're just going to throw the horse to the groom, and the groom is
Right.
going to take care of that, which is that very dangerous thing to do, as it's going to create loads of issues with the horse. So take care of the horse. Saddling the horse, it has to be done by you.
Right.
If you need to brush the horse, you need to brush him yourself. If you have a chance to feed the horse yourself, just go and do it.
Amazing.
Spend the time with him, because the minute that he trusts you, he's going to give his heart to you, and he's going to, it's literally, he's going to go to war with you, because those
Amazing.
species have been created by God to be a war weapon. It's not. It's
Wow.
not just a pet that you're gonna have in
Of
the box
course.
and just sitting there. You know.
I'm glad you
Yeah.
touched on that because unfortunately a lot of people, for example, would adopt dogs or cats,
Yeah.
whatever it is, and then just let them be,
Yeah.
right? To figure out life on their
That
own.
actually does exist in horses here in
Yeah.
Kuwait. I mean,
Yeah.
I had so many phone calls of people calling and asking about adopting these horses.
Wow.
But it's a little bit dangerous because you don't know what happened to them. They will never pass it to you as a adoption unless they have
Exactly.
tried everything. But they are too short on the pocket that they
Makes
don't want to
sense.
spend the money on this horse. So they want to just pass it to you to be your problem.
Right.
This is the issue here.
I think that's very unfortunate, and hopefully anyone that gets into that wouldn't get to that extent.
Yeah.
But of course, we're going to be continuing our conversation. But dear viewers, we're going to be taking a quick break, and we will be right back.
تحياتي شعب الكويت يوصل كل تحياته إلى العالم وكل من في ثقافاته وحضاراته. هلا والله هلا بموعد نحبه ودوم نجدد نعد وقت الحين نعد ولا أحلى من أوقاته. تحياتي شعب الكويت يوصل كل تحياته إلى العالم وكل من في ثقافاته وحضاراته. هلا والله هلا بموعد نحبه ودوم نجدد نعد وقت الحين نعد ولا أحلى من أوقاته. تحياتي تحياتي شعب الكويت وصل كل تحياته. تحياتي تحياتي شعب الكويت وصل كل تحياته. وش أحلى من لقى أفكار ثقافة وعلم وفن مصر. قصص من ماضي وحاضر مستقبل عليه الأنظار. وش أحلى من لقى الإبداع نعيش الفرحة والإمتاع. نشوف العالم وفكرة لغة ومبدأ وأطباع. وش أحلى من لقى الأفكار ثقافة وعلم وفن مصر. وقصص من ماضي وحاضر مستقبل عليه الأنظار. نشوف العالم وفكرة لغات ومبدأ وأطباع. تحياتي تحياتي شعب الكويت وصل كل تحيات. تحياتي تحياتي شعب الكويت وصل كل تحيات. كونيتشوا.
Of course, we are back from this break and we're continuing our interview with Yusuf Al-Hawaj, horse rider and show jumper. So we spoke about the connection between the horse and the horse rider, of course, and what the right ways of communicating are. But what I really want to know about is there differences when it comes to horse riding styles?
Actually, I'm really glad that you mentioned this. This is like a message I've been trying to cross to other people to understand. Each horse is like a different human.
Yeah.
Each human has his own moods, his own habits. Each horse is the same. You need to understand, especially for beginners, riding a new horse takes time. It might take you up to a year to understand the horse, to understand what
Right.
he likes, what he doesn't like. Riding a horse to another, each horse has his own way, what he likes, what he doesn't like.
Yeah.
This is why sometimes you need to match your skills with the horse that you're riding. So don't rush to buy a horse.
Right.
Buying a horse is a huge responsibility. So you need to understand and be really quick when it comes to this kind of subject. If you sit on a horse and then you change to another horse, you need to ride the other horse completely different, the way he likes. There is also another thing, that there is some horses who's forgiving and others not.
Some that, you
So
know,
it's
keep
like,
a
it's
grudge.
literally like dealing with a human. There's some
Right.
human who would be forgiving and some not. So you need to understand this. It's completely different, completely the
Right.
opposite. You will never ride two horses the same. Never, never. It's never gonna happen.
That is so interesting,
Yeah.
which also makes a lot of sense because the only experience I've had with a horse riding for an hour, my horse was very chill,
Yeah.
amazing to deal with, and
Yeah.
then my friend's horse was giving her like the hardest time.
But did you had previous experience
None
with
of us
riding?
did.
Oh, okay.
It was new to us, but he
Then
had a bit of an attitude,
That
a
was
naughty one.
that was a bad decision from
Yeah.
whoever gave you the horses.
Yeah.
Because if you come to us when you want to ride a horse, basically, what we're gonna do, we're gonna match your skills with a horse.
Right.
So there's so many so many different horses that you can ride, but each one
Amazing.
has different way of riding.
Well, that's really good to know. So, what does a typical day of training look like for a professional horse rider?
For professionals, it's a little bit hard. It's full of pain and sweat, to be honest. Usually, I ride 5 horses a day, every day, 6 days a
Wow.
week. Yeah, that takes lots of time, and it's all about experience. The minute that you try one horse and then you go jumping or just like a ground walk with the horse, and then you change the horse, you need to be really quick to change the mood to be on this horse. But that's going to give you more experience.
Of
If you
course.
train less, the more you train, the better you get because of the experience of different horses, different situations. Some horses are going to give you a hard time. Some horses are going to give you just wonderful time.
Exactly.
You're just going to enjoy
They're
the
ve-
ride. Yeah.
Definitely. Well, horse riding looks way easier than it actually is. You need a lot of strength. You need
Yeah.
to, you know, do a lot of things to be
Yeah.
able to become
Yeah.
a horse rider. So, how important is physical fitness for the rider, and what exercises do you recommend?
There is loads of exercises, but the thing that people need to understand, because so many they don't agree on exercising and getting strong.
Right.
But let's split the human body to 3 parts. Let's say from the head to the chest, this is the upper part, and then you have the middle part from the chest to the waist, and then from the waist to the leg. So what you need to work on the strength is the upper part, your arms, your shoulders, your back, and then your lower part, which is your legs, has to be strong as well, because you're going to have a grip on the horse.
Exactly.
Because the minute that you turn right and left, you need to be able to balance your body on the horse. The middle part has to be super soft, because the
Interesting.
movement of the body has to be engaged with the horse. So the minute that the horse is moving, you need to go with the flow.
Right.
If you go against the flow, you're going to hurt yourself, you're going to hurt your back, you might end up falling down,
Oh,
because
wow.
the horse is going to a direction and you're going to the other, which happened a lot to other people.
I can imagine, because just being at the gym, I know that we need to embrace our core and all of these things
Yeah.
with weight training. So I'm understanding it's quite the opposite.
That's the catch of the horse riding.
Right.
Because the horse riding, when you ride the horses, your middle part and your groins, your kidneys, your liver is going to get strong naturally.
Right.
It's going to happen just from riding horses. You're going to be really surprised, because it's the only species that the minute that you go riding, you're going to be able actually to have a complete connection with your
Right.
nerve system.
So
The
interesting.
yeah, exactly. So the horse is going to feel every nerve that moves in your body.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's a connection where if you are safe and happy, the horse is going to be there. As the minute that you get stressed, the horse is going to get stressed with you, and then he might try to do something that you don't want him to do. But he's
Exactly.
doing it because of you.
Yeah.
So your nerve system is completely connected. It's like a plug. You're like, this is the horse, this is your body, you just plugged it in.
Amazing.
And then it's complete feeling. Yeah.
Definitely. So we really need to be mindful of
Yeah, you
kind
need
of
to
what
be
we're
really
feeling.
grateful to those species, because they actually, even taking all the negative energy that you have in your body, they actually sucks in everything that you have. If you are
Wow.
in good mood, they will make it better. If you're in a bad mood, they will take it away.
Makes sense.
If you are excited, they will get excited with you. Some
Honestly,
people, they get annoyed with the horse when he gets excited, but they are actually excited about
Yeah.
riding the horse, if you know what I mean.
of course.
Yeah.
I think that's something they should be happy about
Yeah,
rather
yeah.
than angry about. So, you spoke about taking care of the horse and grooming them. Can you tell us about the key elements of proper grooming and care?
Yeah, absolutely. So, starting with the grooming, you need to take care of the horse starting from the head to the toe. And basically, you need to take care of their teeth. Their teeth has to be trimmed every 6 months
Wow.
for a specific reason. Their teeth is going to grow like knives to the sides. So
Interesting.
imagine you got something in your mouth that is cutting the inside of your mouth. You're not going to be happy. Plus, that's another thing. You will not be able to crush the food properly. So
Right.
at the minute that they digest the food, the horses, they have one stomach,
Yeah.
not the same as other animals. Other animals, they have a stomach that is split to 4 parts. And the food is going to go in and go out. So basically, they're not going to digest it properly,
Right.
if you know what I mean. So that's the first part. The second part is their diet. Some people, they feed non-horse food to their horses just to save a little bit to the pocket.
Yeah.
So make sure you give them the right food. Just Google it. Just search for the information. You can find all the informations you need online. Just Google it and find the right food to your horse.
Right.
Plus brushing and the clean water and the clean box. The boxes has to be cleaned every 2 hours.
Wow.
So you need to take care of this because that's going to show you if anything happens to the horse.
Of
You're going
course.
to be able to analyze what is the problem.
I think that's really important, as you mentioned. I think every pet owner needs to know this.
Absolutely.
Not just
Yeah.
horses.
Yeah.
You need to take care of them, and that's how you know if something is wrong with their system. So, how do you train horses for competitions or even advanced riding?
Well, basically, the horses has to go to their own training every day. The horses has to spend minimum about 45 minutes to an hour training.
Right.
Depend on what is the job of the horse. So we need to remember, you have a show horses, you have endurance horses, you have show jumping horses, you have just riding for fun horses. So
Right.
each horse has to have his own job, and each job has to have different program. For example, for the show jumping, we train the horses every day
Yeah.
into groundwork, except 2 days per week that they jump. Doesn't matter if they jump high or low. The height of the jump doesn't matter. It
Right.
doesn't affect the horse. The horse is going to jump anyway.
Yeah.
He doesn't need specific training to jump, but putting the horse into the groundwork every day and repeating and repeating and repeating is you basically drilling every information that you want to give to the horse into his head, where he need to come very close to the jump, he need to come from far. So just to make sure that you are in a safe position and you're not going to put yourself, and the horse is not going to put you in a position where it's dangerous for you and to him.
Definitely. And I know as a new horse rider, there's a lot of things that could come up and things could be really challenging. So, what are the common mistakes or challenges that you would say new horse riders face?
To new horse riders, they need to be very patient and be disciplined, because you're going to end up repeating the same thing over and over. And this is really a really hard part, that you're going to end up repeating the same exercise over and over and over. But actually, every time you repeat this exercise is going to teach you something.
Right.
You're going to be able to get the horse into the right position. For example, for show jumping, what you need to know and to understand, that you need to bring the horse into the right rhythm, into the same speed. You don't need to change anything. But at the same time, you need to be really quick with your reactions.
Definitely.
Because sometimes you might turn early or late, and that gives you a wrong distance. All the distances are calculated, so we know how many strides the horse is going to do.
Interesting.
So as soon as you turn the horse, you need to bring the horse into the right rhythm. Plus, you need to have a quick reaction, not to make the mistake when you need to accelerate or brake the horse. So it's a little bit tricky, but that all comes with experience.
Definitely, a lot goes into it.
Yeah.
I can tell from what you're saying, and the training is important
Yeah,
due to
absolutely,
that.
yes.
So, how is horse riding perceived culturally? Do you think it's more of a sport, tradition, or even an art form?
Oh, I mean, we are Arab, right? So
Yeah.
God gave us those species long time ago, and back in the time before let's say, thousands of years, what has happened? People used to go to war with Arab
Right.
people just to get like a mare or to get a stallion from
Wow.
your stable. The wars used to happen because of the horses, because those horses, they used to be a great weapon for wars. So basically, you're faster, you're quicker, you can go do whatever you need to do and come back very quick.
Right.
So it's very traditional, and I hope that me and the next generation, we're going to keep it as it is, and we're going to take care of them, because they're like great species that we need to take care of.
Definitely, which really takes me to my next question, which is, what role do horses play in national identity or even heritage?
That's something that we sort of lost a little bit of the time back in the time. I mean,
Right.
until Kuwait has created a place called Beit Al Arab, which is to log every horse, the mother, the father, the son,
Nice.
the daughter. So it's all logged and written. So they started to do this. I believe it's like 30 or 40 years ago they started it.
Amazing.
And then when they did, it's actually growing, and we end up as a country to have the purest Arabian line of breeding that we have in the country, or actually in the
absolutely
world.
amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that's really great
Yeah.
to have here in Kuwait. And finally, what advice would you give to young riders that want to excel in this field?
Young riders, they need to be very patient. Their time is going to come. They just need to be patient and do the exercises that they need to know to do. Don't listen to the noise surrounding you, because the noise surrounding you, if it was the right way of what they're saying to you,
Yeah.
they won't be there whispering next to you. They will be somewhere else signing autographs and taking pictures with their fan.
Right.
So just do the right thing. Take care of the horsemanship. Look after the horses. Keep repeating the exercises. Your time is going to come. Every champion has his own time, and champions doesn't happen overnight. There is some athletes in the world that have been trained for 9 to 10 years just to run 9 seconds.
That's right.
Yeah, so they took 10 years of training to run 9 seconds. It's
Amazing.
unbelievable. So put the effort there. The journey is long. It's going to be really hard, full of pain, but just be patient and be disciplined. You're going to get there. Don't rush anything.
Well, Yusuf, that's really great advice. And thank you so much for taking us into your world of horse riding and for being with us this evening.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.
Dear viewers, we had with us Yusuf Al-Hawaj, horse rider and show jumper. And up next, we have a report on Kuwait's climate. Stay tuned.